Glad to have you with us from Austin, Texas, DKR Texas Memorial Stadium. A couple of teams trying to stake their claim to being among the best in the country in this top 25 showdown we have in store. It's the Alabama Crimson Tide and the Texas Longhorns. Reese Davis, David Powell, Jesse Palmer with you. Holly Rose down on the sidelines. We check in with her now.
Hey guys, checking in with the Texas head coach before the game. This is what he had hoped for and is excited that it is playing out right before our very eyes. Bringing this running back in the transfer portal, he knew that he could be someone to make an impact, but he didn't know how much. And here he is, highly productive, really starting to lean on that offensive line and gain some chemistry with the other guys on the team. We're seeing this offense come alive, and they've got to do it again here today. I'll keep you posted on how things start here in the game in the first quarter and how this chemistry is showing up big time for this team. Back to you.
Appreciate that, Holly. And the Longhorns will kick off first, and here we go. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. Now here's Russell. Got his man on the outside. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions are made. You've got a top 25 win. You beat them in the middle of the season, X, Y, and Z, so these are big for the resume.
From the gun, he leaves it with the back. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
They'll snap it from the 36. They've got a first down. Keelan Russell. Zings it complete to the right. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
Spreads out 4 receivers, trips right, a single receiver to the left on 2nd and 7. To the air, it's Russell. Finds his man. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there. Alabama quickly back to the line. Russell from the gun on 3rd down. Moving out to the right. What a job to lay out and make the catch.
And listen, the defense knew coming into this one, they were going to target him early and often. He is a weapon, and there's no mystery where the quarterback's going to be looking on critical down and distances. Let's see how they're able to cover him throughout the rest of this game.
Alabama rolling quickly downfield, set up with another first down. Out of the gun to give to the back. Surged ahead for a couple there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Let's talk about Alabama. Really interesting matchup here. It's always fun when the top 2 teams in the conference get to square off in the regular season. With all the expansion, it's become a little bit of a rarity, hasn't it?
It has. Obviously, there's so many teams in each conference, but head-to-head still very much matters. So if you're sitting, obviously, at the top like these teams are, the head-to-head this day will really matter down the road.
Yeah, this was a game we circled way back in the preseason, expecting these 2 teams to be as good as they are, and now we get to find out who's the best in conference. Both these teams relishing this opportunity to show not only their opponent, but the rest of the conference who the top dog is.
Might as well stick with him. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman.
A lot of times you see these defenses, man, they pull the run blitzes. They understand the formations. It might be a run, play the percentages, and then you got to deal with the big defensive tackle inside. So more bodies near the line of scrimmage. Everybody's got to pick him up, but they didn't block the most important guy, the big fella right in the middle.
This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. And the first drive ends with a pick. Not the way you want to start your first drive, and the defense forces a turnover. Bunch formation for these receivers. Here's Brown to begin the drive. Touchdown, Longhorns! Smokey the Cannon, not the only one using explosives around here, and it has electrified this Longhorn crowd.
I mean, coming out on point, coming out dissecting the defense, scoring early in front of this crowd. You know good and well, all these fans love their school. Texas has got so much pride. This gets them going early.
That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. The Tide ready to roll on offense. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions, but I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
Let's see what they've got on second down. Throwing Russell. Skips away from pressure. Unloads to the wideout. He's got an open man. Out across the 30 to the 39 after getting 10 on that one.
And you know, Alabama at the quarterback spot, obviously, you need that great player. When they've had the great player, these teams have been really, really great. The last couple years, man, you've kind of seen the inconsistencies come out at that spot. So finding that next guy, critically important.
It is critically important. I think what's interesting about Alabama at that quarterback spot, too, is a lot of other programs, they reload the position through the portal. But when you think about Alabama, they kind of grow it internally from guys they've recruited who have waited their turn and then finally show up. Ty Simpson was one of those guys. He waited his turn year after year to get his opportunity, and I think they feel like they've got the guys inside the building already that can take over the spot and lead this team to a national championship.
After losing a couple on that last play, here's 2nd and 12. Russell. Not able to hook up there, incomplete.
I know that one falls incomplete, but I love the idea of finding ways to get this running back the ball, right? You can hand it off to him. He's got really good hands. Already has a few catches in this game. I think you keep trying to leak him out of the backfield and let him take advantage of this defense throwing the ball.
Horns up and ready to hook them. Serious noise on 3rd down in DKR. Now here's Russell. Under fire. Buried before he could blink.
And that is priority number one for defenses. Get to the quarterback. Affect him. Get hits on him. They do it right here. Get their first sack of the game. Last game, by the way, last time out, they had 5. Let's see what this defense can continue to do.
He'll field the punt and look for room. Found a little running room on that one. Picked up some nice blocks before he's run out of bounds. The Texas offense makes its way out to begin the drive. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Give him 9 on that one, sets up a 2nd and 1. The Longhorns headed quickly to the line.
You know, God bless Texas, because they can lose great running backs, and they just go into the portal and they get a great running back. Oh, no, they got 2 great running backs. To get Smothers, to get Brown to come over, obviously guys with experience at big-time universities. I expect Texas to be able to run the football and, Jesse, have one of the best 1-2 punches in all of college football.
Yeah, I mean, they want to come play with Arch Manning, let's be honest. And they know it's an offense that defenses are going to be worried about the deep ball, throwing it downfield. So a lot of soft boxes to run into, and there's really no excuse for why these running backs shouldn't absolutely stat it up this year. Steve Sarkisian told us they're going to be committed to running the football and having balance. Because of those names you just mentioned, we're expecting this running game to be elite.
The Longhorns now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Wide receiver going in motion. The offense changing the play. Here's Arch to throw. He's got his man, makes the grab. Turning it on. And he scores! Touchdown, Longhorn!
Love the thought process by the quarterback here on this play. Nobody open in the end zone. Find your check down. Find the running back. He does that, and once this guy's got the ball in his hands, he shows you that elusiveness and his ability to sniff out the end zone.
And right down the middle. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. Now the Longhorns will call the first of their 3 timeouts. After using an early one, 2 left for them to spend. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Keelan Russell throws to the wideout. Finds a man on the left. There to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this first period. Guys, it is Texas who holds the lead. Really strong performance so far to be able to build a lead here in the first period as we look at the stats. First play of the period, first down here. Looking for the edge, it's Riley. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play.
All season long, we've been watching this defense dominate against the run. They're the #1 rush defense in the entire country. With a big lead in this game, you cannot run the ball and expect to win and get back in it.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Quick step and go. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down. You can go way back in the history books to the wishbone attack all the way back to the first Rose Bowl team. Alabama builds its identity on a strong running game.
Builds it on dudes that tote the rock.
Here's a little room there. Picks up the first down. Down to the 26-yard line before they ride him out of bounds, and this defense is on its heels.
Hey, you could see this defense. They are back on their heels right now. This offense very much in a groove, in a rhythm. They've got to find something to disrupt this. Right now, they're doing what they want, when they want, how they want. This defense got to answer the bell.
It's complete on the right side. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion.
And, man, you love to see that from this offense, coming out and answering, right? Like putting a drive together. Their defense just gave up a touchdown, but you want to snatch the momentum back. Nice job putting a little bit of a drive together. Now let's go cap this thing off with a touchdown.
Here's the pressure. Can't make the grab as he was looking for his man right at the goal line.
As a quarterback, this is going to be a very tough game. You're going up against one of the top 20 units in the entire country. They know who your primary target is. They're going to be keying on him just like they did that last time, forcing the incompletion.
That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening. Alabama pushing the tempo. Muscling ahead on 3rd and short. Man, what a surge by this defense. I think he's going to be a little bit short of the first down. Russell will throw for it on 4th. Incomplete, and that'll be a turnover on downs.
Great coverage on that 4th down play. Nice job blanketing the receiver out wide. The defense, you could tell, they knew they were going for it. They had a game plan. They get the big stop and turn it over to their offense.
They'll start on the ground with Brown. Strong run there to pick up 4 and get it out to the 7. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Hand off for Brown. Pushes ahead for a couple. They'll mark it at the 10.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Chance to build a little momentum here by converting this 3rd down from deep in your own territory. Manning from the gun on 3rd down. Quickly complete. They'll get him stopped at the 18, and this offense creates a little space for the first down. He might have expected to see this DB up in his receiver's kitchen. Instead, nice little zone, and they pick up the first.
Man, offenses are getting so good, Reese, at seeing the holes in the zone, knowing you're in zone, knowing where to sit down.
Makes the grab down the left side. Across midfield and out of bounds at the 49, a big pickup there.
Defense is a lot about communication. Multiple wide receivers on the same side. I got to understand if this guy's going in, this guy's coming out. Not a good job by the defense with communication there.
Going back to the well, another deep ball. Touchdown, Texas! And they take it in for 6 more points. No midseason concentration laps here in Week 7 as they push out that lead.
And you always want to get the home crowd jacked up and get them excited. Get out to an early lead, and they have 20-0. Defense playing well, offense playing well. They got a lot to cheer about here at home.
The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. They've got nothing done so far, and they already find themselves in a 3-possession hole, Jesse.
Yeah, and as a head coach, you're wondering, what didn't I say? What didn't I do to get my team ready to go? Because we look like we're sleepwalking at this point.
Yeah, nothing went well in the first quarter. You just say refresh. Like, let's try to find a way now. Chip into this lead. Try to make it somewhat manageable when you get to the half.
Alabama quickly back to the line.
Well, he was putting up big numbers coming into this one. We knew the quarterback was going to go his way early and often. And with that last catch, he's now got over 500 yards receiving on the year.
And the offense has a little bit of success. And what do? They push that turbo button right back on the line, ready to run another play.
Throwing Russell. Finds his big tight end. Stop is made at the 36, but he picked up 10 on that one and has a fresh set of downs.
And that's a big play for this offense, and they need to get going. They've built themselves a deficit. They need points on this drive, or else, guys...
Oh, I'm out of space. Touchdown tie. He found some open space and turned on the Jets.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. And he was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
And he added the extra point. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. They'll start on the ground with Brown. A collision, and he stopped at the 27 after picking up 1.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Arch is going to throw for it. He's going for the big play. And the incomplete pass taking a shot on second down, and they'll be left with a 3rd down.
Well, you make big plays for your quarterback in the game. You catch a touchdown pass, he's going to look your way again, often, downfield like they did right there, but give the defense credit, forcing an incompletion.
Ball's at the 27. This offense facing a 3rd and long. Manning from the gun on 3rd down. He's got the tight end. Nice job to get it past the sticks, and they get him down at the 35. And the Longhorns will snap it on 1st and 10.
Well, the defense makes the tackle. They give up the 1st down. They've now got to communicate the next play call. They can't substitute because the offense is going fast.
Looking for a man. It's Manning. Fires to the wideout. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Man, is it going to be fun trying to stop this passing offense at Texas. Not only do you have to deal with Arch Manning throwing the football, but you got Wingo outside with all that speed, David. You're bringing Cam Coleman from Auburn with his highs and speed. So who do you cover if you're on defense?
Yeah, we didn't even mention the running backs who you bring in, too, who are studs. So, like, they're studs all over the field. This is an offense that, Sark, when they really get it going, man, the passing game becomes elite. And they can do so many good things to you. But just Cam Coleman and the ability to catch the football when he's not open. Like, it's second.
Got a little grass. And he huge gain continues. Third time he's gotten hit hurt in this one. And numbers 11, 12, and 13 on the season. And they knock through the extra point, and they're up 28-7.
Huge play. It's so nice to have guys that can create these explosive plays like this. You hand it to him, he can do the rest. Look at the speed, look at the elusiveness, get into the end zone. Nice run.
Russell, under fire. And not much going on downfield. He'll just get rid of it and live to play another down.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Wants to throw. It's Russell. He's got him this time. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker. Alabama pushing the tempo. Using his feet. They thought they could just run it on 3rd and short, but this defense was there to make the stop. Offense staying on the field. They'll hurry up on 4th down. 4th down, Russell. He's got it, 1st down and more. He makes a little bit of headway and is pushed out of bounds at the 43.
Well, that tells you a lot about their confidence in this quarterback. 4th down early in the game on your own end, and you go for it, but when you make decisions and throws like that, it's easy to see why.
Keelan Russell. Here's a heat. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And that's a really good job by this defense. A complete defensive effort. When the back end makes the quarterback hold the football a little longer than he wants to, and then the pass rush gets home, hits him, and forces the incompletion.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Pocket breaking down. He'll pull it down. Not a lot of room there. He'll pick up a few before he's forced out of bounds.
And one of the things I love about this defense is their speed. And they knew coming into the game that they were going to see quarterback run, but that time they had him all bottled up, and they were able to use their speed to make him go east and west and run him out of bounds. Not a great game.
Alabama with a lot of ground to cover here on 3rd and long. Throwing Russell. Finds his big tight end. Brought down at the 31. It is a 1st down. The Crimson Tide move the sticks through the air. Let's see if they go back to it here. Makes the grab along the sidelines, but it'll be a little short of the 1st down.
Well, the offense trying to attack the perimeter of the field.
And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look. And the play will stand after the replay booth just does a little double checking to make sure. They'll line up for a 2nd down play. The secondary walks up on the line showing press coverage. Unloads to the wideout. Complete to the left. Tight coverage there did not stop him from making the grab. It's 1st and goal from the 8. And this is a really important series of plays, a chance to cut into the lead just before halftime. No room to run, and he stopped right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and goal.
1st down and goal, I bet you the percentages are really high for run, and this defense was ready for it. They got to match the physicality right here, right now in this situation.
Russell. Going for 6. And the misfire goes out of the back of the end zone.
Well, I love the coverage on defense. In the red zone, everyone's got their eyes on the quarterback, and they're flying to the football. And you saw that there on the incompletion.
It's 3rd and goal and a long way from the end zone. Looking for the score. Big guy smells it. One snap coming before they head to the locker room. Russell will throw for it on 4th. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. Fired in from the red zone for the score.
And that touchdown was massive for the offense. Gives them confidence heading into halftime. But remember, they're going to be receiving first in the 3rd quarter, so they get an opportunity to cut even further into this lead. That was a huge play.
He'll try to tack on one more. And with the extra point, they trail by 2 touchdowns, 28-14. That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Gents, the cream is rising to the top here 7 weeks in. Let's take a look at today's action. Let's start with Memphis taking on the Tulane Green Wave. And it's the Tigers with a gritty victory away from home. This team prepared well all week, and they'll enjoy the fruits of their labor. And it moves their mark to 6-1 as they continue to play awfully well here in the season's first half. Here now some other games you may have interest in, and social media has some sharp opinions about the state of things right now.
A give to Brown. Breaks into the open. Offense on the move. A big play there. Gets it to the 30. The Longhorns come to the line in the hurry-up.
What a phenomenal job in the open field, breaking off the long run, and they're not going to just take their time and huddle up to get the next play called. They're right back at the line of scrimmage, going tempo.
Around and forced out of bounds. Mark it right at the 16-yard line, and man, are they in business.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here.
And that run really didn't go anywhere, and a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
They'll run it out of the gun with Brown. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels. And the Longhorns will try to punch it in on 1st and goal. One more time, it's Brown. And he breaks the play. Touchdown, Longhorn.
Have yourself a day, young fella. You know why they handed him the ball a lot? Because he did that. That's his 4th trip to pay dirt. This dude has shown you a little bit of everything. What a great back. And 4 touchdowns on the day.
He'll bring it out. It's Jenkins. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. They're looking at a 21-point hole. There's still time to do some work, but there's also no time to waste. Knocked down after picking up 5 out to the 24.
Man, it's nice when you can depend on your big boys up front to make a lane, and you get 5 or 6 yards. You get 5 or 6 yards a pop. You move the ball down the field easily, and more importantly, can get this defense to be more aggressive, to bring DBs close to the line of scrimmage, and then that might open up some big plays down the field.
Motion from the wide receiver. Jalen Russell makes the grab. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
Offense just trying to get the ball to their receiver quickly out in space to the perimeter of the field, but how about the speed of the linebacker? Able to close and make that tackle. That's impressive.
And this offense is desperate to keep this drive alive, trailing by multiple possessions, and it's getting late. Going long. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, at this juncture in the game, with how the scoreboard looks, no question this offense is going to have to throw to get back in the game, and it's going to be tricky now because the defense is expecting it. You're going to throw into a lot of big zone coverages with everybody's odd.
Wait just a second. They're leaving the offense on the field. They're going to go for it in this situation. Fourth down, Russell. Fires left. Mark him down right there, but he's got plenty for the first down and to keep this drive moving.
And they're showing you their intentions early in the game. It's fourth down, you're in your own end. We're going to be aggressive, and we're not just going to do this early. We're going to do this all game long. Awesome execution on a critical down.
Wide receiver comes in motion. Caught. And he didn't have a whole lot of operating room after the juke, and he stopped for a short gain.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes, too. He is a versatile back.
Behind the chains now on second and long. Throwing Russell. It's complete to the right. And he was knocked down immediately. Very short pickup on that one. Third and short from the 44, and we might know if they plan to go for it on fourth down by what they call here. Finds a spot in the middle. He'll pick up a few on the play, just enough for the first down. They'll mark it right at midfield. Third down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
No, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmys and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
From the gun, running back gets to give. Got enough for the first. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
Well, it's a really nice job of the offense mixing it up on this drive. We've seen some nice plays throwing it, and how about that one running it too? Great push up front.
The Tide with the 1st and 10. Running inside. It's Riley. There's some room. He's at the 10, and he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Crimson Tide.
Man, how nice is it to be down and you need to score points when you can just hand it to your running back and he can make big plays like that. Jesse, they're going to need more of those to get back into the football game. They've dug themselves a little bit whole, but that was a good start.
Yeah, I think the defense probably kicking themselves too. I don't know if in this 2-minute type situation if they're expecting them to run the football, but somehow, some way, you've got to be able to gang tackle this guy and not let him take it to the house from that distance and score points. Moving forward now, the run defense has got to shore up for this defense.
The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Brown. Makes it past the marker. Right down the gut of the field. Past the 10. Touchdown, Longhorns! And the pummeling has started. He scores for the 5th time in this game.
David, this guy's showing us everything he's got in his toolbox. Between the tackles, running outside, the elusiveness, the vision, the speed, the patience, and with that home run, now has over 200 yards rushing in this game.
And there's nothing more frustrating than a guy that just keeps coming and keeps coming. They keep feeding him, and he keeps breaking tackles. He keeps making big plays. This defense has had absolutely no answer for that stud.
The Alabama offense coming onto the field. They haven't had a whole lot of production nor much to show for it on the scoreboard so far, and if they're going to get back in this game, it needs to start right now.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Russell takes the easy one to the back. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
The linebacker was not fooled at all. He read his keys. He saw the running back release out of the backfield, and he's got some speed and wheels himself to run with him. And, yeah, the running back made the catch, but he went right down to the ground. Really nice job that time by the linebacker.
Third down, and this offense is already in a world of trouble. They could really use a conversion, not to mention multiple scores. Working the middle. They'll get the first down. It's spotted on the 49. Alabama quickly back to the line. This dude is just exceptional in every facet. So fluid, such a great route runner, and a big play there.
And money down, third down, find him. I mean, you want to find that matchup because he's going to win. And gets a good release, gets down the field. You see that's your playmaker, that's your guy. Get it to him, get the first down.
Breaks the tackle. And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain.
Man, a nice second effort by the back to break a tackle. But how about those defensive backs willing to come up, stick their face in the fan, and make a tackle?
Those are the best run defenses, too, right? It's not just D linemen and linebackers getting all the plays, but it's DBs that are willing to not just cover, but tackle backs in the open field.
Got away from trouble and got rid of it. And a missed opportunity on third down as the defense knocks it free, and fourth down is coming up.
Great job by the defense there. They weren't surprised by that play call there on third and short. They were expecting pass. They took everything away and forced the incompletion.
A famous writer once said, most men lead lives of quiet desperation. Here is a desperate move. Going for it on fourth down. Trailer catches it past the sticks and still on his feet. He's got enough, and they roll the dice on fourth down, and they keep the drive alive. This Alabama offense is clicking. They're set up with another first down. Keelan Russell escapes the pressure to his right. And he's left with no option but to throw it away.
And sometimes you see great shooters, and they get on fire, and they just can't miss. And that's what this QB looks like the last couple weeks, man. Just completion percentage through the roof, running the offense at an elite level. You can tell in complete control of this offense.
Looking downfield, it's Russell. Throws to the wideout. And they won't make the connection, going for the big play.
And I thought the game plan has been so good by this defense, man. They know exactly who his go-to guy is out wide, and they're doing a great job of mixing up coverage, taking that away. Listen, this QB doesn't have to go to him, and that's why I think you look next. Who's your next best playmaker that can make something happen for you? Maybe go find him, because they're locked in on that star out wide.
Russell on play action. Going over the top. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on.
Really nice third down sub defense there that time. It's third and long. They're expecting pass, and they're mixing up their looks. They're trying to change the picture pre-snap to post-snap to confuse the quarterback. Now forcing...
Field goal unit's not coming out here, guys. I think they're going to go ahead and go for it on fourth and long. Booster. Again, it's Russell. Rolling to the right, trying to make something happen. Fires to the wideout. He's picked off, and he's thrown a dozen of them. And he's brought down, but this interception, a huge play to end this quarter. Midway point in the season, and games like this one can have a big impact on the rankings from week to week as we see upsets happen and favorites continuing to flex muscle. Final stands of the game, and we'll start with the first down. Here's Brown to begin the drive. They knock him down, but not before he gets it out to the 21-yard line. Pick up a 4.
And I know you can play these late-game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football. You preserve the lead. You got great field position. You're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
Brown again. This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one.
Well, the defense finally able to make a play, getting a tackle for loss. They haven't had many of those today because this running back really has answered the bell. They knew coming in they were going to have to give him the football, force feed it to him, and let him go to work. He's done that. Well over 100 yards rushing in this game, and the defense just has not had the answers consistently for him.
And when you start to develop a feel as a tight end that you can feel the zones and the holes, man, you start to become unstoppable. Nice job. QB on the same page, sees his tight end break towards the sidelines, finds the hole in the zone, delivers a strike. Nice completion, nice communication there without saying a word.
Finds his way for 3 out to the 33.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
They stop him cold, maybe gets a yard to the 34.
This is an area of the game. On offense, you've got to be able to run the football well. You've got the lead in the fourth quarter, and obviously you're in your own end here, but you want to bleed the clock. You want to stay on the field and keep getting first down, so you have to be able to run it.
Manning tries to pick it up on 3rd down. Pressure coming. Picked off. What a play to set him up. He'll try to take it back. Touchdown, Alabama! A pick 6.
And this defense has had a rough day, but how about this play? Breaking on the football, making the pick, taking it to the house, maybe build some momentum for some future games.
Throwing Russell. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
To advance on the football. Texas.
He'll bring it out. It's Smothers. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Longhorns head out, hoping to move the ball on this possession. And that interception might well be the nail in the coffin. Offense gets the ball back, up by 2 scores. And a little more space, open up that playbook even more as they pick up the first down out to the 30.
I know exactly what I have to do here. Defensively, we've got to get the stop. So we're playing run. We're selling out to run because we're thinking they're going to run the football, and we got 3 timeouts. Let's use them wisely. Let's use those timeouts, save as much clock as we can so our offense has some time on the clock to do some damage when they get the football back.
Last play was a near disaster, now dealing with 2nd and 13. Manning. Got his man on the right. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line.
How about this offense, man? You got to love it. Late in the fourth quarter, you have the lead. They don't get conservative. Staying balanced. Run, back it up with a pass, getting the first down, a few more first downs, and you can walk out of here with a W.
On the direct snap, it's Smothers. They found a little running room out of the Wildcats, still short of the first down marker.
And what you see late in games, man, those teams that can really run the football and run that clock when they got a lead, you really win a lot more football games. So I think you look for them to be physical down the stretch of this game and try to continue to do this on the ground, continue to eat that clock.
Now on 2nd down, and we'll probably see another run, and that might do it if they can get a first down. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
I think you have to like what you see if you're the coaching staff here. Your offense is on the field, and it looks like you got a pretty good drive going, and you're just going to try and keep this thing marching, keep the clock ticking. You've got a really nice lead here late. Just want to find ways to keep the chains moving. They're doing it.
And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground. Take away that run game. Make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
There's a crease. The 20. Touchdown, Texas! And the beatdown has ensued. With that, they are closing in on bowl eligibility, but with this big lead and a 6-0 start, much bigger dreams for this squad.
And what can you say about this offense in this game? All season long, they've done enough to win week in, week out. Hasn't always been pretty. They haven't always brought their A-plus game to the park. But they won a shootout today. Both offenses trading blows back and forth, and they were able to come out on top. And the offense, to me, is the reason they're still undefeated today.
They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Russell. Here comes the heat. And down he goes.
And I tell you what, this defense, they've heard all about how great this quarterback is. They came in today with a mission, with a purpose. They've been flying around, harassing him, and making life so hard on this offense.
Knocked down after a pickup of maybe 2, and man, that pursuit, they had their hair on fire. Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set. From the gun on third down, Keelan Russell. He's going to run it. Tackle is made at the 25-yard line, and that'll bring up a fourth down. They pretty much have to keep the offense on the field, and they'll get right to the line of scrimmage. It's a lost cause, but they keep fighting. He wants a big play here late. And the pass is dropped and incomplete, and that's going to do it. Clock has struck 0, and the ball game is over.